Hey there guys, and welcome back. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the big screen adaptation of Until Dawn based on the hit game of the same name. Even though I think the marketing and the trailers have looked quite fun, and I'm interested in the premise of kind of a Groundhog Day, almost kind of horror scenario here, some people who have played the game, who are familiar with it, are kind of up in arms. There's been a bit of controversy and backlash because it looks like this movie is straying quite far from the actual game and the source material itself. So I can understand why people are a little bit kind of cautiously optimistic with this, but these reactions, they seem to be positive, so the movie seems to be heading in the right direction. But regardless, let's jump in, let's read these first reactions, and let's see what people are saying about this movie. So this comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Shazam director's big screen adaptation of Until Dawn widely praised in first social media reactions. So that's great to hear. It's widely praised, so it seems to be, like I say, heading in the right direction. So just before we get going, I just want to read the synopsis for those of you who may never, some people out there may have never heard of this video game, so they may have no idea what it's about, or they may not even have heard of the movie. So let's have a quick read of the synopsis, then we'll jump straight into the reactions. So 1 year after her sister Melanie mysteriously disappeared, Clover and her friends head into a remote valley where she vanished in search of answers. Exploring an abandoned visitor center, they find themselves stalked by a masked killer and horrifically murdered one by one, only to wake up and find themselves back at the beginning of the same evening. That's where we kind of have the Groundhog Day, reliving the same evening over and over again. Trapped in the valley, they're forced to relive the nightmare again and again, only each time the killer threat is different, each more terrifying than the last. Hope dwindling, the group soon realizes they have a limited number of deaths left, and the only way to escape is to survive until dawn. So basically, yeah, they get killed over and over again, and it resets them back to the start of the evening, and every time it resets them back, the killer is different, the scenarios are different, but they only have a certain amount of lives to make it until dawn. So I think that premise is very, very, very interesting. It does stray quite heavily different from the video game, like I say. So some people may not like that. Personally, for myself, I was never that attached to the game, so I don't really care that they're changing it up all too much, but I know there will be some players who do care a lot about that. But anyway, let's get into these reactions. So starting off here, Until Dawn is one of the most delightful, ingenious horror films of the year. Doubling as a love letter to the genre, it slays all day, or rather all night long. Thrills and kills galore, a crowd pleaser with well-crafted scares, sneaking in some sincerity through the back door. Okay, if you're open to deviating from the game, kind of like we already talked about, the deviation from the game, you're in for a great time with Until Dawn. Premise is super fun, with a likable ensemble cast and tons of surprises, gags and gnarly gore. Feels like a 2000s horror movie in the best way. I didn't want it to end. Yeah, I mean, that's come across in the marketing quite heavily. It feels like a drawback to those earlier kind of 2000 horror movies. And that's not a bad thing, because some of the horror movies back then were really, really fun. So that's kind of a cool thing. So moving on here, Until Dawn, I had a blast. It plays a little fast and loose with the lore, but so much care is paid to the scares and kills, keeping them fresh and novel. Strong cast performances, slightly nostalgic Teens in Trouble vibes, solid FX, Pony Smasher, that's the director by the way, nailed it, review coming. So yeah, again, a callback to the kind of nostalgic Teens in Trouble, early 2000 horror movies. And yeah, it sounds great. Little fast and loose with the lore. Again, someone commenting the fact that they deviated from the lore, which I don't think most people have a problem with. There's only a small percentage of people that I think will actually care about that. So, wow, Until Dawn is my surprise horror film of the year. Pony Smasher takes a video game and turns it into a gloriously bloody and gory film for combustible scenes and funny moments. The deaths are fresh and the cast have incredible chemistry. The film is so much fun. And you can kind of see some of the killers down here in these kind of images. Let's just click on this quickly. So let's go down here. So that's one of the killers there. I'm not sure. In the actual video game, there's like a Wendigo, which is kind of like a werewolf type character. I'm not sure if that's going to be in the movie or not. And then that's the masked killer who looks pretty much like the character in the game. Wears this kind of weird doll, almost like clown doll type of mask, kind of like The Strangers, that horror movie The Strangers almost, runs around kind of chopping people up if you like. Anyway, let's get back to the reactions. So Until Dawn is undeniably the most horror film of the year. Chock full of creatures, beasties, creepy production design, and an ensemble of game actors. The movie ingeniously capitalizes on the premise's promise, and it's a meta horror blast. You want to see it with an audience. Super fun Until Dawn movie, great cast and set pieces, and the kills are fantastic. pace and energy are good, and some nice jump scares and surprising moments. A good time at the movies are The Zombie and I Have the Same Smile. Go see it April 25th. So it's only literally around the corner. It comes out in about a week or so we haven't got long to wait. Look at this here. Is this like a prop from the movie? Is this the kind of, is this what we can expect? This kind of zombie? I'm not even sure what the hell this thing is. Like, what is this? Is it a zombie? Is it, I don't know what that is. Anyway, I just saw Until Dawn movie and it's fucking amazing. The Wendigo designs are terrifying. Okay, so there is a Wendigo in this. Especially from a certain character. The amount of gore kept me very ecstatic. It's like a mixture of Descent with the goofiness of Evil Dead, and yes, it connects with the video game. Okay, so it connects to the video game. Is that in terms of the lore? Is that in terms of references or Easter eggs? I'm not sure exactly how it connects to the game. Do we have any comments here? Prefer these kind of adaptations, keeps core elements while using a gimmick more suitable for its new medium. So good to read, it's good even if it's hyperbolic. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, this is something that a lot of people forget, right? A lot of people forget this, right? When we're changing a video game to a TV show or a movie, it's a different medium. You tell stories in different ways in different mediums. Something that works in a video game doesn't always work in a movie or a TV show. So you have to adapt the material. You have to change it in order for it to work properly. Like a narrative in a video game, the structure and the way that it's built around a controllable character, that doesn't work in a movie. So you have to change it up. A lot of people get upset that video game adaptations change the material, but in a different medium you have to, otherwise it just wouldn't work properly. But that's neither here nor there. So that's the first reactions to Until Dawn there. Overwhelmingly positive, but most of the time when we get social media reactions to the movie, they seem to skew towards the positive. That just seems to be the nature of early reactions for some reason. But this gets me all the more excited. It's something that's been on my radar, like I said at the beginning of the video. Even though they've changed up a lot from the game, I don't really care. I think it looks interesting, it looks fun, it looks like a drawback to the early 2000s. We got Wendigos, we got zombies, we got some cool deaths, the whole teen angst kind of angle. So yeah, I'm interested to see it. So guys, jump into the comment section. You see these reactions. What do you think about this? Are you excited to see this movie? Or do you think it's a dumb idea adapting this game? Whatever your thoughts are, jump into the comment section and let us know what you think. As always, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.